I've heard several times that ghosts follow certain types of people. These people are perfectly normal in every way. They live their lives the exact same way you do. Only when they're alone, doors have a way of opening by themselves, and light bulbs burn out, and they hear footsteps creaking through an empty hallway. Around them, odd things seem to happen far too often. Everyone has probably been around a person like this at some point. Someone with just a few too many ghost stories that you don't want to hear at night. I'm one of those people. I spent most of my childhood nights restless and under my bedsheets. Or as I preferred to call it, strategically camouflaged. When I think back, I wasn't the smartest kid, especially at ghost deterrence. But the fact that my covers doubled as a protective cocoon made it seem more sensible. I made it very clear to whatever spirit was around me that the Fortress of Solitude wasn't my last line of defense. If needed, I would scream for my mom. As more and more time passed, the same things would happen over and over again. Doors slammed shut, stuff would fall over, lights would flicker. I even remember a toilet flushing on its own before. Ew. It wasn't until early adulthood that I realized I didn't need to actually do anything about any of this. Nothing ever hurt me physically. It was all just varying degrees of mental strain. Even what I considered the more significant encounters, like television turning on by itself, or actually seeing a form appear, it eventually became, well, annoying. My defense simply became ignorance. Things still happen as an adult, but they don't really bother me anymore. If something falls, I whine and then pick it up. If the door's open, I grumble and then close it. If a light bulb burns out, I replace it. Then have an electrician look at the wiring. You can never really be too safe there. The people around me have a hard time adjusting, but me? I'm rock solid. Nothing creepy really scares me because I've seen it all many, many times. It gets old. This leads me to the actual story. I'm 27 years old now, and I've just purchased my first house. It looks like a hipster's headquarters. You know, big vaulted ceilings, wooden floors, big metal heating grates, etc. The basement was grubby and needed a little work, but it was home. It's in the oldest part of town. The part that seems to always be right next to downtown. The house is really the perfect storm as far as supernatural goes. Zach Baggins from Ghost Adventure could show up drooling at my doorstep any second. Storied history of multiple deaths? Check. Frequent encounters with a prominent poltergeist? Check. The best frickin' steal on the block? Check, baby. The prior owner was actually a landlord looking to make some money off of his tenants, but he couldn't keep any. They all eventually freaked out and broke their leases. After his first loss in court, he was finally so frustrated that he didn't mind taking a loss on the property. For the first couple of weeks, it was business as usual. As I settled in, there was definitely a poltergeist there. My pictures would rattle on the wall at night, disturbing my sleep. Once more, the doors. What is it with this obsession with doors? But it wasn't my first rodeo. I coexisted, even if it was incredibly irritating. Late one night, I woke up to the sound of shattering glass. I moaned at being woken up. Again. That stupid ghost. It was literally its only redeeming quality that nothing had ever broken while I was living in the house. I said a silent prayer, hoping it wasn't my favorite Ninja Turtle coffee mug. I turned on my light. It wouldn't work. Groaning about the light and the electrician's bill, I got up and walked to the door, which closed right as I was about to walk through. I took a deep breath, opened it again, and walked down the hallway to the kitchen. Without light, I stepped on a shard of glass, letting out a yelp of pain as the sharp edge sank into the ball of my foot. I pulled it out to inspect it. It was a piece of Leonardo's head. I stood in my kitchen in silence, looking for other fragments on the ground, and then I felt something. Something I'd never felt before when dealing with this thing. It was anger. I lost it. Do you have any idea how annoying you are? I mean, knocking things over? It was creepy when I was 10, but I'm an adult now, and this is just rude. Ooh, look at me. I'm a ghost. I don't have any responsibility. I can just float around and make a bunch of noise by knocking things over whenever I want. Well, guess what? I have to work tomorrow. I have to work to pay for this house that you apparently still live in, rent-free. Ooh, but I don't want anyone living in my house. Even though I'm dead, it's still mine. You already had this house and a life, a beautiful life on this planet, and now an afterlife, and you want more. You're greedy. You're a greedy jerk. I want to make something else clear too. If you don't stop bothering me, and you think that if you keep doing this, I'll move, I will never move. I will never move, ever. I will tear down this house before I move. I will tear down this house and build a 24-hour Denny's. And you know what else? I'll be open Thanksgiving. I'll be open Christmas. I will be open every single day of the year, all just to spite you. I'll leave the Denny's in my will and guilt trip my kids into running it when I'm gone. It will literally be my dying wish. You will never have peace and quiet ever again because of the cycle of shame I will create within my own family. And when they ask me why weird things keep happening in the kitchen, I'll just be like, oh, don't worry, that's just Mr. Wiggles. That's right, you'll get a pet name. A totally dumb nickname. That's the road you're heading down. Just ask your ghost friends what happened when nobody wanted to live in the houses they died in. Besides, I'm respectable. That dirty basement that nobody cleaned? That's my man cave now. A clean, respectable man cave where I watch Netflix. Leave me alone. Leave me alone and I'll leave you alone. I'm gone most of the day anyway. When I'm home, all I do is watch television. Is it really that bad? I got a broom and dustpan out of the closet and began sweeping up the shards of glass in the dark. The lights flickered on. I put everything away and began to head back to bed. Before I flipped the lights off, I added, one more thing. What are you doing with your afterlife? Don't you have any ghostly ambition? You can fly. Take a ghost vacation with your ghost friends. Go see Niagara Falls. Or Jupiter. Find out if Hogwarts is real or something. Seriously. Why the hell are you wasting your time here? I haven't had a problem since.